Coffee's fucking overrated. I don't like it, honestly. I like the taste. But, in all honesty, hot chocolate's the shit. Hot chocolate is the shit, honestly. Let me give you some reasons. Alright. Got coffee. Got a bit of caffeine in it. Ah, well. But it makes me absolutely shit my pants. It's ridiculous. Whenever I have a cup, I'd have go like, oh no, I'd die. I have to rush to the toilet because it just makes me turn the porcelain brown. It's terrible. It's really terrible. Honestly, it's fucking awful. It just gets frustrating sometimes. I understand shitting on company hours is the best thing in the world. But you don't want to be doing that for 25 minutes and your manager going, where the fuck is he? He's been away for forever. You need to, I get it. Alright, but sidetracked. Don't worry about it. Anyway, sidetracked. I personally believe that a hot chocolate is better than a coffee. Now, I haven't written anything down. I've done nothing, honestly. I probably should have written my arguments down, but I would rather this be word of mouth to ear than me constructing perfect arguments. So I'll just do it off my head because then it'll prove actually better. Prove better that coffee sucks and hot chocolate's better. Alright, first things first. It tastes better. No. Don't try and deny that it doesn't taste better. Like, Jesus, I spilled some on myself. So angry. Anyway. Alright, how many times have you gone, like, to the shops and you've gone, ooh, I'm a little bit snacky. Let's get some coffee. Yeah, never. Fucking never. Because it's not true. Everyone goes, oh, let's get a chocolate bar. Because chocolate's just much nicer, honestly. Same thing. Alright, let's say you're out on the town, you're given, like, maybe got a bit of a date going, you've been to a nice restaurant, maybe you've seen a movie, and you're coming back, and you walk past a frozen yogurt joint, or ice cream parlor. We'll do both scenarios. Ice cream parlor first. So you're down by the beach, you're putting some moves on, you see your girl, and you go like, hey, you want to get some ice cream? She says, yeah, why not? So you go, all right, 2 ice creams, please. And the server goes, oh, what flavor do you want? Now, do you go for chocolate? Of course, everyone loves chocolate. Do you go for coffee? Fuck no, it's 6 o'clock at night. Oh, well, actually a date, so it's probably 8, 9 o'clock at night. You're going to be staring at the ceiling for 5 hours once you get inside if you had a coffee-flavored something. So you always go for chocolate. But also, I'll come back to this. I'll probably come back to this at a different time. But I personally believe that chocolate-flavored things are much worse than actual chocolate. But coffee-flavored things are even worse than coffee, and coffee is already mid, at best. I am personally a vanilla man, anyway. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Frozen yogurt. Alright, so let's say you have yourself a nice gal. You're in some kind of, I don't know, Asian-y area. That's usually where they have frozen yogurt. Maybe a university place. And you go in, you see a couple of flavors. You know what's not there? Fucking coffee. Why would it be good? It's so ugh. So you get your little cup, you get your pump, you fill it with your different things. You go for chocolate and probably like vanilla or something. She goes for Asahi, which I'm pretty sure was a beer, but Akai or something? I'm just going to go with beer for now. She gets beer-flavored frozen yogurt. Alright, whatever. And then she gets like strawberry and like 15 other things, and then she put jellies on top, and then she puts, I don't know, probably fucking kiwi fruit on top as well. Why not? Whilst you're just stacking chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. I don't know my end point, but Anyway, so with my ratio that I go for hot chocolate, I usually go 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons or whatever powder you want. And then I would probably do a 20-80, 30-80 if I'm feeling frisky, of milk and water. So I'd probably get a boiling water first, put it in, and then I'd either get like 20 or 30% of that, of the cup, will be water. But that'll be a solution of hot chocolate powder and water. You could always go for cacao or something, but it gets a bit, and at the end you get those like little tiny beads of just raw cacao. If I were you, I'd probably add something like, I don't know, maybe a dusting of sugar or something. Oof, sorry, that hot chocolate's getting to me. Anyway, I would probably do icing sugar, because I feel like that would work best with it. All the other ones are too granular. But then again, brown sugar might be nice. I think maybe a mapley taste could get on pretty well. That's pretty interesting. I'll need to think about that. Anyway, so I think, and then once you've done that, you add your milk. Now, I am not in the possession of a coffee frother, but my girlfriend does, and I had some at her place. It was pretty nice, honestly. It definitely does add something. It definitely does. That little like foam on the top, I think that's a flavor in itself, and it's just so much nicer, honestly. And also, she has a little like duster of hot chocolate as well. That's very, very nice. It was very, very. It was a big mug as well. But I always go more milk than water, because I believe that if you have too much water, it waters it down, which is a fact. You can't deny it. It's a fucking fact. So I believe that you should probably do more milk than water, because 1, it's very nice, and 2, it's nice and sweet, and the only reason why you have a hot chocolate is for a nice tasty snack. I had something there. I lost it, can't remember. Anyway. Oh yeah, I went for, like, let's say you're going out for a business meeting or something, and they go, "Oh, I'll have a coffee. What do you want?" "I'll have a hot chocolate, please." That stands you out. That's a bit of a standout thing. I mean, everyone else gets coffee. Everyone else is the boring person. They get the, "Ooh, I'll have a latte or cappuccino," or if you're really boring, a long black, or just like black coffee. That's fucking, ugh. Get a hot chocolate. Get a hot chocolate. I'm telling you right now, that person will remember you because he had a hot chocolate. You're doing what your heart desires. There's also more creativity in it, because I've been dabbling in a bit of different hot chocolate making. I've been using cream, I've been using blocks of chocolate, I've been using different types of cocoa powder to try and mix it all in to try and get a more unique flavor. And you don't get that kind of inspiration from coffee. It's water, milk, coffee. Needed to give you some time to think about that. But, you know, it's just a bit bleh. I don't like it on a personal level. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I got a Visage Pro Style angled hair curler. Economically designed for comfort and ease of use, create your perfect curls and waves effortlessly. Now, I've got short hair, but I picked this up off a hard waste collection, and it looks perfectly intact, actually. It's got the thing and everything. The box is open. All the pieces are in here. I don't know what's going on. Because in that same hard waste collection, there was a... there we are. A fast charge USB wall adapter. A Bud-style earphones, true wireless, steel sealed with the this item is electronically protected thing on it, and also a electric air pump, 130 watts inflator-deflator air pump for 440 liter per minute airflow with 3 adapters inside. Steel sealed. No, it is still sealed. It's got like the little circular sticker on it. I just thought it was tape for a second. I'm gonna have a look, see how much these cost. Because what a steal! Oh, and I also found a Tag Heuer hat in the thing as well. Lucky me. Ozito electric air pump. 130 watts. Oh, $20. Not bad. And then the liquid ears. Ew. Liquid ears? $35? Oh, hey! That's not bad. So that's $50. And then Jackson Fast Charge USB wall adapter. JB Hi-Fi. Whoa! $35? Damn, I got like $80 worth of stuff for free. Steel sealed as well. Jesus. I'm pretty happy with that. That is a good bargain. The Jackson Fast Charge adapter with 1 power socket, 2 USB-A cables, and 2 USB-C outlets. $34.95. Reviews. Oh, 4.1 stars out of 13 reviews. Quality of product, 3.8. Value of product, 3.3. So it's good value. Melanie, but she spelled her name Meleahy. Meleahy. The USB port doesn't work. Too much to pay for something that does not work as described. I might just have a faulty one, but I live nearly an hour's drive from the store, and the cost to go and have it replaced is greater than the item. That's no good. Huh. That's not good. But a person named Dieter, all caps says well, that's why I said it like that. It is a good adapter to be with you everywhere you go, and it has multiple slots, meaning you can plug more devices in. All caps, I think this guy might have a little bit of an all cap situation, key stuck. Shame. A person named Evil live. I think that might be an I or an I think it's an I. Evil. This is one word as well. Evil Quance. IVILCUONCE. I'm sorry, my dyslexic fans. Pretty good option to have all in one, but don't feel like the adapter is fast charging compared to my iPhone adapter. But good that I have multiple ports in it. But she doesn't recommend the product, even though it's a 4 in quality. I'll give her a thumbs up. There we are. Personally, I actually use a laptop charger because I got a Samsung. Got a Samsung, and I use my Windows universal charging adapter for my Samsung phone. I think it might be a little bit slower because I dropped my phone actually in some Gyprock the other day. Hold on, Gyprock. What's Gyprock? Gyprock topping compound. So it's like a plaster coat thing. So Gyprock Less Mess TM topping compound is specially formulated for finishing joints and angles of plasterboard and fiber cement. Use as a topping coat only and do not for bedding tapes and second coats. Replace the lid when not in use. Well, I'll have to get another lid then. I just put the same lid on. I have to replace it. Anyway. So I dropped it in there. And I can still see some stuff. It's mostly come out of the charging port. Not a lot on a headphone jack, but on the little sound ports down at the bottom, that's where some is. I'll probably get myself like a needle or something and try to scrape it out because it's mostly a powder now. It's not liquid form anymore, which is actually pretty good because when liquid form, taking it out was a real problem. But I'm very happy that there is now a universally mandated phone charger port, because then it will be much easier for everyone. Because, you know, Apple's doing their thing with putting different ports on so they can sell more. And they're not even selling it with the product now. They're selling it with a separate product. They're selling the phone or whatever in a separate product than it is for the phone charger. I know everyone's got a phone charger nowadays, but it's nice to have it, especially when you're with your charger. Like, you know, you get the end bit and it starts to flay. It happens like once every 6 months? 6 to 9 months, that's what I'd say. That's probably the time that the charging port starts to fray. But you use it for 3 months extra after that, and you almost light yourself on fire once or twice because that little wire is coming out, and it's like you electrocute yourself a few times, and you go, alright, I'm changing. I'm more of a Samsung man myself. I had a Huawei once, so I was kind of being spied on by the Chinese. But that's alright. Because, yeah, honestly, it worked pretty well. It was a little bit slow at times. And when I downloaded Clash of Clans, it took about 5 seconds to turn on and off. So I had to delete it, which was a shame. But then I got a Samsung, and I could play Clash of Clans all I wanted. Pretty happy about that, anyway. Playing Clash of Clans, I haven't played in a while. I should probably... Let me have a look. Let me see what town hall I am. It's still a little bit slow, though. Geez, taking its time, isn't it? Oh, there we are. Alright, so I got a level 11 town hall that... Ooh, my base is actually fully maxed out, apart from 46 walls. Jeez, 1 million each. Jesus Christ. Clear out some of these hedges. Trees. Ah, does the little fella not do the, he doesn't count toward like hedges and stuff now. I used to remember the old days when you had like 2 out of the 3 of your fellas working on something, and then you have to do like wait 20 seconds for every tree. That was the good old days. What's with this music? Starting off with an earthquake spell. Then I'm gonna go for a health and a rage potion. I'm gonna go for the hog riders. There. That guy, that guy, that guy, that girl. Wizards. Nice. Barbarians. Gonna do that. Goblins. %, 1 star. Took down the town hall. %, nice, nice, going at it. This fella's working on overtime. Barbarian King, is that his name? He's working hard. Boom, 68%, that's not bad. Level 50 as well. $71. But there's 2 fire towers coming around here. He does have the ability on to heal himself whenever he hits something, but that flame tower does stack on top of one another, so the longer it stays on, yeah, no, he's dead. 2 stars? I'll take that. Oh, you can add walls now? Oh, fuck yeah. That's so much easier than doing them all by hand. Alrighty. I'm pretty happy with that round. I don't eat a lot of chips, but I'm more favorable to classic salt chips than flavored. I don't like salt and vinegar. I don't like it. It gives me that same feeling in like the back of both sides of my jaw, like middle back, like just above the bone at the back where it meets the where it does the curve. I don't know, it tightens up back there. It's the same feeling with the salt and vinegar chips as when I have something sour. I don't know what it is, but it's weird, and I don't like it. Anyway, I have that, and it gets me... I don't like it. I think barbecue chips taste fake. I prefer real barbecue. I actually just prefer real barbecue. By the way, barbecues, I would probably say that chicken and beef are on the same level, but it's dependent. Like chicken, like the best chicken. Ooh, this is a bold statement. No, I'm not going to say it anyway. I was going to say the best chicken is better than the best steak, but I wouldn't. I would say that the best steak is better than the best chicken, but the average chicken is better than the average steak, in my opinion. It's kind of similar to pancakes. So I would say that the average pancake is better than the average waffle, but the best... need to rethink this, actually. I would say that the average pancake is better than the average crepe, but the best crepe is better than the average pancake. Speaking of pancakes, I actually got a lemon butter spread. Hoo-hoo! That is supremely nice on top of a nice pancake as well. I'm kind of doing a slapping motion like I'm slapping something, but I'm doing a sliding motion actually. Anyway, I think that the best thing to have on top of a pancake is probably something maybe a bit lemony, give it a bit of citrusy kind of notes. Why doesn't anyone put orange on top of a pancake? Could you condense down orange juice? Maybe, actually. I think you could probably condense it down, boil it off, but I feel like... No, I think you could do that. You could probably make it like a jam, like an orange jam. Or like maybe actually a blood orange jam on a pancake could go pretty hard. What I would like to do in the future is make like a stack of pancakes, and then each in the middle do like a rainbow cake vibe. So like at the bottom, I would go regular butter. On the second level, I would do regular jam, like raspberry jam or strawberry jam. And then on the next level, I would do lemon butter jam. I actually did see some blood orange jam. Do some of that. Maybe a little bit of honey in the next layer. I'm not a massive fan of raw honey, honestly. But every now and again, you get a good flavored honey thing, like honey soy chicken. That's pretty banging. So I think that works best. And then I would probably go pancakes. Whipped cream. But alright. I would say that homemade whipped cream is better than is better than store, but the experience of store whipped cream is so much better. Like, you ever just kind of like you get the can, you go into your own mouth with the whipped cream container, you could get a little... It's very, very nice. You feel like you got diabetes in the end, but it feels very nice. You do it like, I don't know, maybe once every 2 years, biannually. And that's every 2 years, not every 6 months, biannually. Ooh. This brings me back to my hot chocolate thing. Anyway, so in the average cup of hot chocolate, you will well, the way I make it, I have about 1 1/4 to 1/3 cup of milk. You know how much protein that has in it? 10 grams of protein. Maybe even like up or down 2 grams, but still 10 grams of protein for just like a drink or like a snack. That's better than like those shit protein bars that you get that like some middle-aged mum named Sanya or something gets just because she wants to be healthy. So she gets a protein bar that's really just a lolly bar because it's got more carbohydrate in it, but there's still like 10 grams of protein. But it's just a sugar bar instead anyway. It just tastes nice. It's got a lot of fat and a lot of sugar. It's not like the Musashi ones that make you just shit everywhere because of the alcohol, the sugar alcohols in it. Anyway, 10 grams of protein isn't bad. So if you like maybe need 1 or 2 during the day, it's a good amount of carbohydrates. So I think you should do it if you're bulking, but not if you're cutting. Yeah, I'd say if you're bulking, have a hot chocolate or 2 because an extra 10-20 grams of protein a day whilst adding more calories could be definitely sufficient to increasing your diet. And it's very tasty as well. And it feels good, so you don't feel bloated or anything. It's just a nice hot chocolate. I would also say that water is underrated as well. I wouldn't say that the protein water packets are underrated. It's got a weird aftertaste and a weird mouth feel aftertaste, if you catch my drift. So like it makes your mouth go afterwards. Like it feels like there's a coating of dryness, even though it's not. It's like a very dry flavor where it dries your mouth out, but it's still wet. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty weird. I don't like that vibe. You know what, actually, back to it. My personal ratings for artificially flavored stuff, I would put vanilla at first. So like, let's pretend you got like a Neapolitan ice cream tub in front of you. You've had a long day. You look into your fridge, you see, a Neapolitan tub. That's the chocolate, vanilla, strawberry flavor in there. Now let's be real with ourselves. That strawberry flavor is shit. So that gets left. So now you gotta pit up between vanilla and chocolate. Now this is a tough thing because I'm doing a whole video about hot chocolates, but I would personally go vanilla over chocolate because I believe that artificially flavored, or not even artificially, just flavored foods of vanilla are better than chocolate. I know that's I know that's a controversial statement, but if you're going for your regular ice creams, I would go vanilla over chocolate 9 times out of 10. The 10th time, I don't know. I need to figure that out. I'll get back to you. It's like toothpaste. Anyway, I prefer vanilla. Same thing with frozen yogurt. I saw I think it was Lindt. Lindt is doing a vanilla flavored chocolate thing. Personally, I'm not going to buy it. It's like $9 for a block now. Jesus Christ. I remember when it used to be like $4 and that was a big deal. It makes me upset. Anyway, I'd probably do vanilla over anything else. Vanilla, yeah. In chocolate. In ice cream. In frozen yogurt. Alright, I haven't had a lot of like nut flavored stuff. I'm talking pistachios, guys, and like hazelnuts and stuff. I believe that it is an underrated flavor. Like, I got a bag of a few different kinds of Lindt balls a little while ago, I don't know, 3 months ago, and snacking away on them. I think dark's pretty nice of a flavor, but I think hazelnut's pretty good as well. I would probably go, if someone went, hey, do you want a Lindt ball? I'd go, oh, do you have any hazelnut in there? And I'd probably go, that's probably my first choice now, honestly. That's probably my first choice. I'd probably go hazelnut first. And then I would go dark. I sound like a fucking old person. Anyway, dark, and then milk. Hold on, let me have a look at what the flavors are. Give me 1 sec. Lindt chocolate balls. Yeah, here we are. Alright, so milk, dark, white, extra dark, caramel, coconut, hazelnut, peanut butter, sea salt, vanilla, stracciatella? I don't know, it's a little bit blurry. Raspberry. Alright, I've never had peanut butter. I've never had vanilla. Don't know what stracciatella is. I should probably Google it. Never had raspberry. Never had coconut either. Or caramel. So I've had 5. I've had... Oh, no, 6. So milk, dark, white, extra dark, hazelnut, sea salt. Number 1. Oh, actually... No, let's start. Number 6, white. Ew. Number 5, sea salt. Gonna need a refresher on that, maybe. But number 5 is sea salt. Number 4 is extra dark. I think it's a little too dark for my liking. I think it's like 85% probably. If it was down to like 80 or 75, it'd be a lot better. Then I think milk, number 3. Then dark, number 2. Then hazelnut, number 1. That's my opinion of it. Oh, they got a few different types here. Ooh. Maybe from looking at the bowl here, no homo. Stracciatella. Looks like cookies and cream. Ooh, that could be interesting. Now this is weird. The almond one on this poster is the same as vanilla on the other poster. Ooh, Irish cream. I can get behind that. Dark peppermint. Now hold on, now this is getting interesting. This is interesting. Candy cane. Raspberry coconut. Coffee. The old nemesis. Cappuccino, strawberries and cream, dark orange, citrus. Got some seasonal specials. Not really interested. Alright, so if I was going to try one, or a few, I probably want to do Irish cream, dark peppermint, dark orange. The citrus, I love a good citrus honestly, but it's in white chocolate. Dark orange first, because I love a good dark orange. Yeah, because I remember when I was younger, I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6. My mum and dad would always get the Terry's chocolate orange. I remember loving that. It was like a chocolate with like an orange flavoring in it. I was like, oh, that was nice. It was like, because we never used to have stuff back then, and they always got something for themselves because they're my parents. Anyway, so they always got something, and I always thought, damn, that's pretty nice. I also think that the flavors work better in a hot chocolate. I feel like you could do different kinds of things in hot chocolate. Like I bought, actually the other day, I was at a market and I bought some hot chocolate that was flavored with mint. It's been pretty nice, honestly, because I've had a little bit of a cold, to be honest. A little bit of a cold, and that mint flavoring just kind of like in your nose. It's very, very nice. It's very, very nice. Anyway, it was very nice. I liked it, and it cleared the sinuses a little bit. The Vicks Vapor Rub also helped, but this, I think that worked better, honestly. It was very nice. Anyway, back to the important stuff. The Lindt ball, I'd probably go with dark orange. It's a toss-up between Irish cream and dark peppermint. I'd probably go Irish cream over dark peppermint because I feel like people don't hold themselves accountable when putting mint flavored stuff in, because I've heard that a lot of people don't like mint flavoring. But the problem is, a few people don't like mint flavoring, so they put less mint in it, so it doesn't taste like mint anymore, but they still call it mint flavoring. I don't like that. I don't like it. If you're gonna commit to the bit of putting mint in something, put mint in something. Put a efficacious amount of mint in and do it properly. Don't be like, ooh, we have to appeal to everyone. No, it's exclusive. It's a particular type. It's a particular flavor. You're creating more, so there's more people that would possibly like it. That's why they create new stuff, but they're still doing barely anything. It's just really annoying. I don't like it. It gets on my nerves. Anyway. It's just annoying. I don't like it. Anyway, I'd probably go Irish cream over dark peppermint because I just personally, I'm a fan of Bailey's. I've gone off of it a little bit because I've stopped drinking alcohol, honestly. I don't drink anymore. Hold on, let me see. Let me have... What is that? Blueberries and cream. Lint ball. Birthday cake. Champagne. Why would you want to put champagne in a lint ball? It tastes like piss. It tastes like apple juice. Like apple juice, but it was drunk by someone and then pissed out. It's ridiculous. Don't like it. I do not like it. Where was I? Angry. Oh yeah. I think Boost bars are underrated. Now, I need to do some research. Boost bars, Cadbury. Oh yeah, so if you're from the UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, or South Africa, you know what I'm talking about. So a Boost bar is a Cadbury bar that's got... It's also known as a Moro. It is not known as a Moro. That is a completely different thing. This Wikipedia page is wrong. In Australasia. That's a big place to get wrong. Anyway, so it's got a biscuit inside, but it's nice and it's not like a crack biscuit. It's like a chewy biscuit, and then it's got a layer of not hardened caramel, but tough caramel around, and you got a layer of chocolate over all that. It's pretty nice. I like it, but not a lot of people like it. You get them in the favorites box. A favorites box is like a box of different types of chocolate in it. So you get the mini the Halloween sized ones, the one that you give out to all your neighbors because you don't really like them, but since they knock, you kind of have to give it to them. So you get them, and I just think they're better. You got different types. You got the Mars bar, you got the Milky Way, you've got the Moro, but that's only in favorites. Anyway, you've got, hold on, what different types of chocolate are there? Chocolate. Let's have a look. Chocolate bars. There we are. Alright, so you got your Kit Kat, you got your Mars bar, you got your Oreo, Freddo, Snickers, ew. Reese's, Jesus Christ, who owns that? Got your Violet Crumble, I'll call that the Crunch. You got your Boost bar and you got your Milky Way. What else? You got your plain. You got your Cherry Ripe and your Picnic and your Crunchy. Alright, so with different kinds of chocolate bars comes different kind of flavors. And the most overrated flavor you have is the coconut flavored bars. I don't understand it. I'll have coconut cream in a curry. I won't have it in a bar. It's it's savory. And it's just not very nice. It's so overrated. I don't understand how people drink coconut water. It's not right. It is not right. It doesn't taste good. Water is underrated, in my opinion. Water is so much better than all this other kind of stuff. Water, it's just kind of better. Name a person who you know who doesn't like water. You know them? Alright, what do their teeth look like? What do their teeth look like? You know what their teeth look like. You know them. Yeah. They're all jagged and in front of one another. It looks like a year 5 who hasn't gotten braces yet. Anyway, Bounty or coconut flavored stuff is down the bottom. Then I'd go Picnic next, which is a nut bar. Now, cherry ripe is an interesting one. I know a lot of people who don't like cherry flavored stuff. I understand where they're coming from. It's similar to coconut, but I think it's just a little bit better. So I would put it above picnic. Then I would go Kit Kat. I think Kit Kats are a little bit overrated. Actually, no, I'd go the Crunchy, which is like a honeycomb bar, and then a Kit Kat. And then a Snickers. I think mint is an underrated flavor, so I'm going to put it below a Mars bar, but then it goes Oreo, Aero, then Mars bar, and then Boost. I'll probably say Boost is up top. I like a good Boost, honestly. Now, I've known I have offended a lot of people in like Thailand and Colombia. What's the place called? Cambodia. Well, that's not one of the places I want to piss off. Because Burma's in Cambodia, isn't it? I don't want to upset the Burmese. Oh, Myanmar. Sorry, Myanmar. And it's not even close to Cambodia. Yeah, not even close. It's like 2 countries away anyway. Seems nice though. There is a little bit of a civil war going on between the forces. I'm trying to remember what they are. Yeah, the civil war that's happening in Myanmar. It's not good. It's been going on for years now, isn't it? Oh yeah, it's the Ethnic Alliance, isn't it? It's the Ethnic Alliance in Myanmar against the traditional Tamil government with the Myanmar army. But there's also a few militias in there. A couple hundred thousand people have died. It's not good. It is not good. Anyway. I think international conflicts are rather bad because people take sides in them. People take sides because it's my side versus your side. And that becomes more upsetting to people, even in inconsequential ways. People see it as a war, like it's people dying, and they see it as, oh, my team beat your team, haha. But it's not that. You have to realize that it's more global politics are involved. Interfacet international relations are a more complex thing than that. Like even the big wars now, I won't mention them because it's a big thing. But the big one right now that everyone's talking about, it's very grey. But the one in Europe, you know which one I'm talking about? That one's more black and white. That is more black and white. It's an invasion, not anything else. But the one in the other place, the big one, that is very grey because you've got one side which is using human shields, and then you've got the other side which doesn't care they're human shields and goes through them anyway, which is very great. The only good people in this are the civilians who need to be removed from the area. Not removed from the area, but they need to stop being killed, honestly, by both sides. It's not good. Like, the deaths of civilians are the only thing that are really important in war. It's not about winning. The deaths of civilians are the most important thing, and how their civilian population turns out in the future. So even after the war, you have to realize that there are a lot of things that are going to happen. Let's take Northern Ireland, for example. During the Troubles era, listen, I've got Irish roots, but the IRA, especially at the start, were not good. They were targeting civilians, trying to create mass casualty events and kill as many civilians as possible. I know near the end, especially in the bombing campaigns in London and Ireland and Scotland, especially what was the one in... I think it was Manchester? Yeah, no, it was Manchester. They actually called beforehand. They said they were going to detonate a truck bomb in Ireland in Manchester, in the UK, which was actually the largest bomb detonated in the UK since World War II. Fun fact. Anyway, so no one was killed. Quite a few people, a couple hundred people were injured, I believe. But the thing is, they called in beforehand and said, hey, a bomb's going to go off at this area at this time. Please remove these people. Because I think at that point, they realized that it was more a political and a social and an economic war that turned out more in favor for them. Because if you start bombing civilians and killing them, especially what we've seen in the Middle East, turns into a large negative social campaign against them and a large political divide. Because the only way that you win wars is through motivation and popularity. War is largely a popularity contest currently. So if you kill civilians, you're going to lose to your popularity, and then you're not going to be as favorable with other international relations in getting more resources and equipment and assistance. So that's actually the reason why the IRA got a lot popular later in the years, like in the late 1990s, or like early 1990s to late 1990s. There was an upward trend of popularity. That was also a little bit... it was more of an upward trend for a little bit, and then it was on a downward trend because people got tired of it, honestly, and both sides kept breaking the ceasefires, the Protestants and the Catholics anyway. But I believe that politically, you need to keep your international ties, and socially, you need the popularity of the people to keep your international ties, because a lot of people in a democracy, especially in the Western world, if you have popularity, then you get in more, and if you lose your popularity, then you don't get in. People like to stay in the positions that they currently are. If you lose your popularity, especially in political positions, then you don't have the necessary steps to maintain in power. 99% of politicians are narcissists and sociopaths, honestly. That's a figure I pulled out of my ass, but still, it's a figure nonetheless. I'm just making it up. So they love to stay in power. So if you lose your popularity, then you don't stay in power anymore, and that's why a lot of people, especially politicians, sometimes listen to their constituents. Where was I? Oh yeah, and economically, the IRA understood that it was more of an economic war at that point, especially in the 90s. So what they did was they targeted infrastructure and areas rather than civilians, because civilians are going to have a personal impact on the people around them. It's similar to an insurgency. So if you watch the film, it's got Brad Pitt in it. Which one? He explains it pretty well. Brad Pitt War. Oh, War Machine, that's it. It came out in 2017. I think it's on Netflix. Anyway, he did a good explanation, or an alright explanation of how insurgencies grows and how they work, which is largely that they are a popularity thing. It's somewhere in the mid to late stage of the movie, anyway, where he explained that once you take out a person, the people on that side are going to join up, because you got a lot of people who are a little bit on the fence about joining or not joining. And in this situation, it is being against or not being against. But if you blow up their cousin, or kill their cousin, they're going to realize, nah, no good. Same thing with any organization and popularity contest. If you do something bad, you're more likely to lose followers than if you do something good of the same attitude. And they realized this, and they retargeted their attacks towards infrastructure rather than other things. Because if you realize that a bomb of that size could be made with, $10,000, $15,000, but it will create what was it actually? I think it was $1 billion in damages. It was, let's have a look. Oh, equivalent today, it was $700 million, which is equivalent to $1.3 billion today. Which was incredibly successful, actually, because you're causing the taxpayer money and it's going to be redirected from other services that need it more. First, not need it more, you kind of need to repair a building if it's been blown up, honestly, or tear it down and create a new one. But that infrastructure needs to be repaired and it will be redirected from the social services that need to be provided in that area. If you don't do that, then you'll just have an area that is destroyed and people can't use, and people will be out of jobs because it's like business buildings and areas, and especially if it is a monument or a symbol of a country, it could become extremely demoralizing. Like in an example, alright, in a perfect example, 9/11, the Twin Towers was destroyed. If they just let the rubble lay there for years and years and years and didn't do anything about it because they were just like, oh, we got to keep these services running, then, well, actually they've got a surplus, or actually they've got a deficit, so they could always borrow money to do it, so it didn't really matter. But keep in mind what I'm saying. If they let it there, then it will become it was actually a motivator, but actually later in the years it'd become a demoralizer because it'd become like a martyrdom area where people went, these people died and what are we doing? It's nothing. So let's say that, like, if you've got, let's say like the White House or Buckingham Palace got blown up, and you just let the rubble stay there, that would weigh on people's minds. People would go, what is going on? What are you doing? This infrastructure is all down. It's terrible. It's terrible. And it would affect people quite heavily, actually. It would weigh on people's minds and not allow for people to think lightly about it. Once you remove the idea of something from people's heads about something, it's much easier to implant your own idea. Where was I? Yeah. I think hot chocolate's better than coffee because it tastes better. Alright, thank you for listening to my rambling about hot chocolate. Oh, well, am I yapping? Is yapping or rambling a different thing? I might do that later. Anyway, thank you very much.